Staging ground for the defensive team here just around the corner. Now there's such a large open expanse between right here and the point over in the distance, and that creates some situations, as Flame pointed out on the desk, where something like Widowmaker or something for a longer range game could be an option.
Look, Mitch, everyone's favorite smug purple lady, she loves Assault to begin with. We see it over and over again on Assault where teams will go to Widowmaker. And why is Widow so effective? Because if you can get an early pickoff, it's a long run back on these maps for the defense to get back to that first point. So the impact of an early pickoff from Widowmaker is felt substantially more here on Assault maps.
Yeah, honestly, it's on both sides, all right? Where teams normally fight is rather equidistant from both spawns at first staging ground. So defenders or attackers both, well, attackers lose a lot of time if they get picked off there, and of course defenders, it's a little bit stressful to get back onto the point. It was mentioned we might see some Reaper on this map. That will probably come more towards the end, where you're just sitting on a point and the enemy has to get up in your face. And a Reaper is not someone you want to meet in a dark alley at night, ZP. He will cause you problems because that's his turf, that close range fight.
Reaper just dominates space, and where he's most effective and why teams will run him on a second is that he will be able to just clean up people as they move in, and they have to get on the point. They can't worry about positioning or worrying about Reaper getting right in front of them.
Okay, so we notice that here we've got Ichu up and Trill positioned up on the higher ground here, just around the corner, of course, is where the attacking team's going to come from. This definitely signifies a little bit of aggression early. Trill's going to drop down and then have his jump pack cooldown available if he needs to get out of the fight. This is something that Miro from South Korea actually showed first, this idea of really using high ground effectively as Winston.
The good thing about this as Winston too is, as you mentioned, you don't always have to use the jump to engage. You can use it as an escape, but you can get plenty of damage in on the other team. His weapon strikes multiple targets at the same time, and that can be great for ambushing as a Winston.
So Italy are taking a lot of real estate now. They're pushing quite far forward. Cheris got taken quite low early on in the fight, forced to put a bubble down, but he can be topped up on health, and Italy can keep moving. They haven't lost anyone yet, and look how close to the point they are. They managed to avoid detection or at least being picked off, and now they're ready to fight up close and personal.
I'm not sure if this is Mimi as they promised, but it is sneaky, and it is great. They're able to take down Atar early on. Again, it's Nisa coming in big with those Zenyatta offensive strikes, and now Italy able to get onto the point, and Australia, Mitch, they're being pushed back.
Gumbo puts a Bardic Grenade down on Italy, and this is going to slow them a little bit here, but probably not enough. Atar going down so early on in the fight, he was going to make it so hard for Australia to hang on this point. It's hard to defend normally, and then playing at a man disadvantage makes it even worse. Now they're being pushed off. Link says, get off my lawn, son. And the Soldier 76 is going to use the arm's length to get the damage done. Atar, late to the party, finds a Helix Rocket kill, but he should have been around earlier on. Italy did very well to pick him off so early.
Mitch, not only is it sweet revenge here for Italy, and a much better start here so far, take a look at the advantage they have as they move into this next point. This is their window to really shake Australia to their core if they're able to move in and utilize this advantage well.
And this is a huge window for Italy right now. They've got some big offensive ultimates and a sound barrier available. It's only the nano boost for Gunby here in Australia, and we'll see how this works out now. Link going to come in with a tactical visor. Some of the damage has been stymied so far by Kiki. Now he turns his back over towards Winston, but Trill's still alive. Atar falls down again, first in this fight.
Sound barrier has been invested, so is attack visor, but Italy on the man advantage, and they're not stopping here. Card effects having a much better game so far. The self-destruct creating room, and Mitch, Italy on the verge of an incredibly fast attack here. They're 2 ticks in, they're moving the points, and Australia, they are on the edge, and they're not able to get back. Italy shocking Australia to open things up here on the lunar colony.
Blistering opening from the Italian squad there, and they fought very nicely. Crucially, the first pick-off in both of those fights was Atar. Definitely the ace up the sleeve for the Australian team when they have positions or situations where they can fight from arm's length. ZP, the Italian squad got in position for that first point very early and very comfortably.
I think it's a case where perhaps this is the one map where this Italian squad might have more experience in Australia, where we talk about the advantage Australia has playing together as a team for a long time, but as we mentioned, this map is new, and if Italy wanted a trump card here, it certainly worked to their favor, because now Australia, they're in a bit of a pickle for their own attack.
The reality is that all of these teams have limited experience on this particular map. And that's a situation then when individual prowess or shot calling or focus fire really come to the fore as your main weapons in the arsenal here to try and clinch victories or at least get fast times. Australia now are put in a position where they, in the back of their mind, know they need to go aggressive. They need to take the initiative and push Italy back as quickly as they can. You don't want to be at a time-based disadvantage. Even if you finish the map here for Australia and you're behind by a couple minutes, that does not bode well for the replays, of course, on this map.
And bear in mind, too, just finishing on Assault is something that is always in question. You're not guaranteed to get to that final point. So no matter how you slice it here, Italy has given themselves an incredible advantage. And now, Mitch, it just remains to be seen, how will the Australians strike back?
Italy utilised a route on towards his first point here on the left side of the screen that left them sort of shielded from scrutiny from the high ground presence of Australia. They literally walked underneath Trill and RQT, used the tunnels to actually get right next to the point without really being spotted. I mean, Australia knew they were there, but now Australia needs to decide, do we go aggressive, do we get in their face, or do we try and manoeuvre ourselves onto the point and then fight there?
Given how Australia was looking for the more brute force defense, Mitch, I think we might be in store for a brute force offense. I might be wrong. I don't think they're going to be as sneaky as Italy. I think they're just going to fight this straight up, and it's looking like that is exactly how this is going down.
Yeah, they're going to go for a right side play here. Definitely going to get up in the face of Italy, and this will provoke a retreat now. Italy back to the safety of this point, and Australia now want to try and encircle, or at least set up in good positions to chunk away and win this war of attrition when it comes to damage.
And it is a war of attrition. You see both teams giving each other a lot of respect. It's not a full dive-in right now. The poke war is going back and forth. Both teams jockeying, but Australia, they're getting lower right now. I eat you up, having to back out immediately. Italy with room to aggress themselves, but this is a game of chess right now, and now it's Italy getting pushed back, Mitch.
Find it very low. He's going to get desuited in just a second, and he is. Atar was the one to clean up that suit, and he's taken out as soon as he leaves the suit. Australia have a man advantage here, but they're not sure if they want to go forward just yet, but it seems to be working out. Remember, man advantage is the most important thing in these fights. Getting the first kill usually sets you up for posterity, and so far the climbing wall, Australia all over it.
Mitch, does it surprise you that Australia decided not to be sneaky and just rolled right in there and looked for a brawl?
It's a similar approach to what Italy went for, to be honest, CP.
Yeah.
The point is to get close to the point, set up behind your healing, behind your biotic fields, and just win the damage battle. Australia, just a little bit ahead of Italy in that regard.
There is one key difference here between the two attacks, is that Italy had time to build up ultimates of their own. It was not as decisive for Australia, which means that Italy has a much better chance of a good defense.
But you see, Atar had room to work, yet again, because Fighter was desuited at the start. Right at the beginning of the fight. It's great for Atar. He even held on to that tac visor, which is important. And now Australia wasting no time in going for the second point.
They immediately got the second point right now, and here comes Atar. Plenty of room to work with. The tac visor is up, and the sound barrier is in. Australia doubling down, but what a sleep dart! That's going to put him down right there, and it keeps Italy's chances alive, but it might not be enough, Mitch. They're still dying by the dozens.
Yeah, that's right. Trill's going to find Link here, and Italy now just need to just drip on towards the point in ones and twos to try and keep this going, to keep themselves ahead in time. But Australia are not allowing this to happen. They are finding the targets, and they are removing them with, I guess, real strong decision-making here. It's going to be Kiki on towards Cheris. Atar's forced to back away here. Great biting grenade, though, to force Aussies back.
And Atar was able to stay alive. He backed out, got some room, and now the peppering begins once more. Plenty of room for Atar. His own personal shooting gallery here, and Australia is making just as aggressive as an offense. But Mitch, Italy's doing a better job of stalling this out.
Yeah, but Australia haven't lost any players here. They can still keep coming forward. If they lost one or two at the start of this fight, they wouldn't be able to play the long game. But they're not getting picked off here. They're healing themselves up. Atar has got so much safety up on his high ground here. It must be a matter of time. There's something trying to come in here. Who's going to be around to see it? Kiki there couldn't get VC to back up. He's down, but he found Bim before he drops.
It's almost capped. It could not be any closer right now. And yeah, Atar might be up here for so long that he's paying rent, but the tac visor is up again. Two tac visors, one fight for Atar, rolling around, and is just able to decimate Italy from above. Please evict this man.
That's what I wanted to see from Italy there. They were behind the 8-ball. They were going to get snowballed on in some way or another. It was going to be a close finish, and Australia were looking like they had the momentum to finish things off. So, we saw a couple of switches. The mate was even picked up there. You notice that Carnifex was able to make himself fairly scarce on the point while maintaining overtime or maintaining a presence to keep it contested. And just the little things here have given Italy a slim advantage. But it's clear to see both of these two teams are not entirely comfortable on the defense.
Certainly not. This is a case where offense has been the name of the day. And Mitch, there's plenty of time left in both teams' time banks, which means we might be in for a bit of a slugfest here. Now, it is worth noting that there is less time remaining for the Australian team, so they will be attacking again here. So 2 Australian attacks in a row. Maybe this gives Italy a little bit of a chance to look at and go, maybe we're going to defend a different way, because they just saw the Australians attack a moment ago.
The name of the game right now, it is Overwatch, but the name of this next round is going to be adaptation. Australia now need to consider perhaps what were their problems or what worked out for them earlier on here. On the attack, it seems to be pretty squeaky clean, but they need to start thinking about how they're going to shore up their defense when it does come to that. Despite what the scoreboard overlay says, that Australia are actually attacking again, as you pointed out, CP. Italy in the red will be defending. And we'll see if Australia want to go for that direct approach once again.
Well, they very well just might. Italy, they have that chance to see this offense once, so as you mentioned, adaptation. Will we see it here as Australia looking for the right way in? And so far, Mitch, it looks like they're taking a very similar path, going straight up. We'll see if Italy has the counter this time.
pressing forward again, going off towards the right-hand side. Australia trying to get as much real estate as they possibly can. They might be paying rent, as you pointed out, if they hang around for too long, but the point is to make Italy pay. That's the goal.
Italy right now rotating around. The poke war is underway. Link, he can build the Helix rocket. They're going to be forced back, but that can really snowball on. That means he's not going to be able to poke him much back. And Australia right now getting a little bit of the better of this, but Italy striking right back.
Drill's lucky to be alive here. He got slept as he tried to jump on him, but he managed to get back towards safety. Link is half health. That's Cheris going down early on in the fight. Kiki will be desuited here, but Link's not around to make the advantage out of the lack of Diva suit on this fight. Australia have opened this up very, very nicely here. And again, it's about pressuring the Diva down, exhausting the defense matrix resource, and then getting that soldier in position.
And you see it just go back and forth the entire time. A struggle between both teams, but once one team gets the edge, it snowballs out of control. And this is actually an even better attack for Australia than they had last time. They get the point quicker. There's less ultimates for Italy to be able to defend. And Australia has a window to really strike back here, Mitch.
Strap yourself in, ZP. This might be quite the map. Australia now with 3 checkpoints in hand. They want to now go for this last point. They don't have a lot of ultimates available right now, but a little bit of fighting, a little bit of poking will see them with quite an arsenal to bring to bear.
Atar right now so close to attack visor again, up here in his favorite spot. He has not moved here for much time in the last few minutes of this match, and here comes the visor. This is a cleanup visor. He's already at an edge. He just wants to clean up the remainder of the people on the point, and it is beautiful here, Mitch. He gets his counterpart down, and Australia looking like they might get a quick cap here indeed.
They're already 2/3 of the way through, and now Italy are throwing themselves at this point. They need a good time bank to work with here, but Australia, this is how you put pressure on them right now. A nano-boosted Diva on the point. It's just so Fighter can stay alive and sustain through the damage with the damage reduction. And now self-destruct on the high ground. No one's there to feel it.
Australia right now, they're doubling down the Transcend Sound, keeping everyone alive. They still have everyone here and on the point. Italy, though, they're able to buy time with the sound barrier. That lets them aggress back. Gunba under pressure. He's going to fall. Carnifex getting his prize into the back. And remember, Mitch, trades out for the defense here better, but it's not enough. They're going down over and over again, and Australia might have another point here in just a moment.
Carnifex started the fight so well, but it wouldn't matter. Australia get the second point for the second time running now. Slightly longer stall there. Actually, no, I was about to say, to be fair, we didn't even see a May come out for Italy in that occasion. Nicely executed from Australia to come forward. You saw that Bionic Grenade actually should have made fans nervous once they got dropped and eat you up, but they stuck together in 2s and 3s. They went in towards those side rooms there as well, and it's very, very hard for Italy to know where to be facing.
Indeed, and now we were talking about adaptation earlier on. Do you think that even though Australia might have less experience on this map, that the fact that they've been together for a team so long might give them a better adaptation to this Italian offense as it comes out here?
I actually think it comes more down to the acumen of the shot caller on the side of both Australia and Italy here as well. It's ultimately going to come down to them. Maybe it's more of a democratic decision, but ultimately a mind on either of these teams needs to probably read and sort of conject as to why did we get shaken off this first point so early on? Is this something we expected? Is this something that happens to us often? And what tweaks can we make just to give us a little bit more sticking power, a little bit more elbow grease up on that first point? Because I really feel that is where this match is going to be won and lost. You could see what Atar could do to Italy while they were trying to filter out of their spawn on that last point. He had the tactical visor and he could pretty much see the entire point. Italy couldn't even get out of spawn without being put under intense scrutiny by Atar.
One thing I think is key here when talking about Atar and how Italy dealt with him is that the way Italy dealt with him is not something you can rely on every time, because it was Nisa who got the early pick on the Atar on their first attack. And while it's great when a Zenyatta can give you that level of contribution, even for your best Zenyatas in the game, you can't rely on that. So Italy needs to have a better plan, I feel like, to deal with Atar, and they can't just rely on Nisa this time around.
Australia up on the high ground. They're not on the left, they're on the right more so this time. You see Trill's already dropped on in. Now we can get out. A bit of damage done early, and the sleek dart on towards Cheris might be a problem for Italy. They don't have him to initiate the fights for them. They're going to have to back away. This is far better from Australia right at the beginning.
They have way better space control here. When you're able to take out a Winston and isolate him like that, you give so much more room to your defense. And now we see Carnifex creeping around the side, waiting for his opportunity. I think they just might be waiting for Cheris to get back in here before they go in again. But think about the time that Australia's bought here for themselves.
And Italy need to get information but not get picked off. That's very important considering what Atar can do from long range. Now Italy, they're taking a leaf out of Australia's playbook. Over towards the right-hand side, try and get in position. And now let's see how the Aussies respond.
We'll have to see. And right now, Carnifex going up from the outskirts. Death from above is his game plan right now. Just getting poke in while his team comes in from the opposite side.
Yeah, he's split off from the rest of his team. That's very important to note, CP. Just trying to harass and put Australia out of position. but Australia moves on to the point. Nisa, all of his shield is gone. Carnifex drops down. That's not good for Italy at all.
No, I eat you up. Able to win that matchup they've been winning all series long. Gives Australia a big edge here in Italy. They just move in. They say, look, we have to go now, and they even it up. I eat you up out of the fight, but is it going to be enough? Italy, they commit with the sound barrier. They're down players. Australia's in a better position here, and with attack visor from Atar, this is truly pushing Italy back.
I have to say, beautiful stuff from Link there to find eat you up. The rocket flip was just sublime. But both teams had sound barriers in the fight, and Italy decided to commit after losing Carnifex early. And they used a lot of ultimates on top of that as well. That's the problem. It's like, we've lost a player, we're going to use our sound barrier, our support ultimates, and Australia had ones to respond, and now Australia comes out on top with a distinct ultimate advantage.
It's a huge advantage here, and for Italy going in on this next fight, they're really going to have to hope that they get a great Transcendence that catches Australia a bit off guard. If the Transcend can power them up here and deal with whatever nano boost comes in, it might be okay for Italy, but they need sublime execution here, and they can't lose anyone early.
Nano boost being used here by Gumber, probably on towards Trill. It's hard to see it from here, but Link's now going to drop down. Transcendence from Italy, they've used it earlier. They've used it before they get to the point. And Carnifex now is going to get caught out. Beautiful sneak dart from Gumber, but it's not enough to secure the kill. Link going for a desperate tack visor, but there's a Winston in his face. It's a rock'em sock'em show, and Atar is going to be able to get a lot of damage done for the back line. 3 kills for him in that fight. They're trying to pressure RQT. He's been caught out. This might be what Italy needs to at least get some more progress.
This is fine for Italy. At first it was looking bad because Trill was just having a party in that room, but Italy able to strike right back, Mitch, and now trade-offs, remember, they're good for the offense on first points. Now they're pushing Australia back, and they have an advantage here on the point. But remember, Australia will be able to get back in and delay this if they want.
Australia giving ground. They're going to allow some capture progress to occur here. Patrol goes straight on in. Cheris goes low. He's forced to use a primal range. He's found 2 supports on their own, but he knows he needs to get back to the point and help the rest of his team create space. That's what he's doing right now. Self-destruct onto the point. Here comes attack visor in from Atar, but already the kills are going the way of Australia. Fighting gets de-suited and take it out. And Atar, it's open season for the 76.
Australia's doing it here once more, and Atar, as you mentioned, plenty of room to move in here after his Tracer and I Eat You Up opens the door. Australia will be pushing Italy back. Italy, that was their window to keep this match competitive. Now, Mitch, it is more in doubt. This could be the case where Australia might be able to choke Italy out here on this first point.
The combination of Trill managing to jump and hit that backline, combined with the rest of Australia focusing Fighter down early on in these fights, is what's giving Italy the most problems. Atar is a deadly weapon, but no 76 can shine when a Diva is on the battlefield right now in Overwatch. It's not possible. Ask Timing all about that. So now, getting rid of Fighter early on means that Atar can sit back. He's got plenty of apertures to fire through. And Italy now are going to have another crack at this.
They're moving right in, and Link right now in the fray with his tanks. Not a front behind position for 76. He is fighting in the trenches, and Italy, they commit even harder. The sound barrier is out, but Australia, they're not plus. They come into the sound barrier of their own, Mitch, and this is looking very good for them as they get both supports out of the fight.
And I love it. Kiki gets an anti-boost in that fight there as well. He gets a bit of extra damage, but it's more the sustainability. It's the damage reduction that's so good in Australia. Italy are throwing everything at them. Hammer and tongs, even the kitchen sink, but it's just bouncing back. Nice recovery, and this is what I meant about adaptation. Australia playing less far forward, more close together, and their focus has been good.
And the real problem here for Italy is that anytime they go into the coordinated ultimate push, and these pushes they have had all 6 up to begin with, they're still not able to win these fights mechanically, so it's just been difficult for them. At some point, you need your soldier, you need your Tracer to make a play, to make it easier for you. And now a lot of pressure on both Link and Carnifex as this fight begins.
Kiki needs to get de-suited, but the self-destruct's going to come in here as well. That was preemptive here just to take Italy out of position, and it's worked really well. It's created space and allowed Atar again. He finds another kill with the Helix Rocket. Desperation for Italy. Transcendence up on the high ground here. Atar's been caught out of position. He's going to struggle. He's trying to avoid Fighter on that Diva. He's trying to run into Winston's old bedroom, but Sarah says, get out. This is where I sleep, mate, and this is where you sleep with the fishes.
They got Gumba down early in the fight. That means that they have more room, and by the way, the sound, do not adjust your speakers. We are outside right now. Anti-gravity fight here. Tracer v. Winston. Oh my goodness. Trill just wondering what has gone wrong with his life. Thrown way out of the fight. Italy, not done here yet. Oh no! Winston, your spacesuit can only protect you from so much, my friend.
You're not really supposed to fight out there in general. So I don't really know how that happened. Australia were chasing kills into the great abyss in space where nobody can hear you scream. But now sound barrier is not too far away for RQT here. Australia, that's going to be the attack visor for Atar, and he's going to go for it with an nano boost here. There is really not much you can do about it with Fighter off the map so early on. Sound barrier here for Australia.
Sound barrier's in for Australia. It is now turned into a full-on brawl onto this fight. Both teams to it, but there it is. I eat you up. The pulse bomb taking down 2, and that might have just sealed this matchup here for Australia.
9 seconds remain, and it's a long walk back to the point for Italy, and they can't run it. They've got to absolutely get there. Sprinting now over towards it, but each one able to catch out Carnifex early on. It's been the story of this game so far. ZP Carnifex can't get any room to work. Now Trill going to give a very shocking reception to Fighter, who gets picked up very early on, and the self-destruct is to no avail. Overtime now.
There's only about 3 members left here for Italy in and around the point, but now they don't have room here, Mitch. They have to keep someone on the point all times. Overtime sticking down. You got to get on the point. They do get back on it, but they are losing member after member. They need a miracle now, and I'm not sure a miracle is walking through that door.
Well, Carnifex moving forward, he gets chunked down. It's just him now. Of course, the Zunyata comes in, the Transcendence, just to stay alive, but Kiki picks off Carnifex there. It doesn't matter if you get healing every second when you get burst down. And Australia take map number 3 off this series. It looks shaky.